we go ahead and play this? Stop. Do you recognize the person in this video?
It appears to be Mr. Brian Higgins.
Okay. Who did that appear to be walking away from the camera in this shot?
I'm not certain.
Does it appear to be the same person as Brian Higgins?
It does appear that way, yes.
Okay, if we go ahead and play this through. Pause. Does it appear from this video that the person has anything in his hand?
I really can't tell.
What do you see in that video?
It appears to be an individual wearing a black beanie hat, black dark colored sweatshirt with some design on it, and something illuminating by his face.
The Karen Read trial, let me tell you something, man. The second time around here, I thought for sure she's going to be convicted. She's going to jail. She's done off. She won't be so fortunate like the first time around. But there is so much going on with this case as the trial rages on, that it is just crazy, man. Like, really. And when I'm saying that, as you see Brian Higgins there, the illuminated device, is that a phone, you guys? Was he lying about moving around cars and the phone, the SIM, I guess, is destroyed? This conspiracy, was he really moving a BODY, John O'Keefe's to be exact? Do you believe this conspiracy, or conspiracy theory, I should say, that Karen Read's defense is pushing? That Brian Higgins, the agent, he was out here, something out of a movie or something, right? I mean, crazy stuff that happens in movies is sometimes based on real life. So don't let me get you thinking I'm saying this is cap and not true. I'm just befuddled, flabbergasted, and a lot of other words in regards to this, expressions like, this case is nuts, man. This case is crazier than Karen Read is. I mean, seriously. And as I was starting off my commentary by saying I thought for sure she was going down this time, with all this different stuff that's jumping off and the defense doing a pretty good job, and then we had the whole debate over the two expert witnesses and everything. There's just so much going on. There's doubt, right? Reasonable doubt or whatever. And when I'm saying I was so sure she'd be convicted, I could see her possibly walking now. I'm not saying I believe she's innocent. I'm not saying I 100% believe she's guilty either, but I'm leaning more towards she had something to do with it all, right? I hit him. A question mark. It was a question mark, and then her never-ending bounty of statements that have changed up. And I don't know, it's another thing with her, man. She does a lot of talking for someone accused of a crime like this, and this is just madness. I mean, I understand why people are so tuned into this trial, but what say you about all this? Do you believe this conspiracy theory that Brian Higgins, I mean, listen, it doesn't look like he was moving cars. That does look like a phone that he said he was never on. I mean, he definitely seems to be lying about some things, this dirty agent. Do you believe this conspiracy theory, though, that is indeed what happened? And if you do you believe that Karen Read could have involved in that as well, if that is true? But back to what I was originally saying, man, there's just so much going on here. I could see her walking once again. It's just too much. And that's where you really got to give credit to the defense, because they are doing a great job of controlling the narratives, I guess we could say, and focusing in on the chaos and madness and saying, hey, there's some doubt about all this. There's some shady characters, some shady stuff going on. And me, Crime Time Podcast, I was pretty damn sure she was going down. Now I'm like, I don't know. It seems like anything can happen. So comment and let me know what you think about all this, the conspiracy theory. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? If you do you believe that she could have been involved? Do you think what the prosecutors were saying is as simple as what happened? Do you agree with me? Like, where were you at the beginning of the trial? Were you like, she's done this time, and now you're like, wait a second, And again, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that I believe for certain she's innocent. I'm just saying it's a mess. It's so messy that I could see the jury, we could have a repeat of last time. What a crazy ass case, though, seriously. So subscribe to the channel, join the debate discussion about all of that. But then I want to talk to you guys about Turtle Boy, right? The blogger who was indicted. He's out. It was closed for him. They were trying to get a bail put on him and get him put back in jail. But the judge let him know, you're on thin ice, mister. But I'm not going to throw you back in jail. But we got this post here from Masshole Mafia. Comment, guys, if you've been following up with trial stuff with Masshole Mafia. Man, I'm telling you, this trial is just so nuts. And people get engaged in all this true crime stuff, but there is a war going on, man, when it comes to on social media and stuff and in comment threads, which I didn't think we would see like this. I mean, it's the internet. People are always wilding out, but things are just, again, crazy, out of this world craziness. But Masshole Mafia says, reminder, Karen Read sent confidential grand jury testimony to someone who would go on to be indicted on multiple counts, witness intimidation relating to her case. Turtle Boy, right? Karen Read erratically backed up her car at 24 miles per hour right after John O'Keefe would have gotten out of her car, and at the same time, his phone stopped moving forever. Never moved again. It was done off. Karen Read mobilized people against the victim's family and claimed an entire town does not care about his niece and nephew. Microscopic pieces of Karen Read's taillight were found embedded in John's shirt. And last but not least, number 5, both Turtle Boy and Karen Read have independently admitted to the authenticity of these messages below. And you see him. That report, his message back to you, is referring to something else. He's confused. John sent a report beginning with the 12, and it was about Julie Nagel. Nothing to do with grand jury testimony on Colin. Please don't use that report on Nagel. I won't, this Turtle Boy responds, I won't use any grand jury testimony. The formatting is obvious, different from police reports. I understand. What's to say? From years ago, family or a close friend of anyone involved. From Karen. Tell him if he saw the pain my own family is enduring, in no small part inflicted by the O'Keefes and their stupidity, and he'd know he was right. And no one in Canton cares about those damn kids. Don't believe it. Vanessa Rizzitano never once offered to help or even visit Kaylee and Patrick. I've never even met her. And man, people are like, really, listen to some of these replies about these comments. It's interesting how Karen displays depersonalization in her voicemails to John, not calling the kids by their names, but, quote, your niece and nephew. That's a sign of guilt, too. She was detaching from them. That is pretty interesting. Was that indeed what it was? Detachment, that she just couldn't live with herself. Let's see here. Karen Read is a psychopath, and those who were brainwashed by Turtle Boy and the lies have issues. 50 calls to John checking for vital signs, 0 calls or texts to Higgins, who she knew he'd be with. That would make everything real instantly. She knew she hit John. Higgins would have said, he isn't here, you psychopath, and then possibly would have searched found and saved his life. Higgins' fresh in her message is probably top 3, and not one text to him to put John on the phone speaks conscience of guilt 101. No one on the planet blows up someone's phone without also thinking who that person is with and trying that route to get to the someone, unless you know the person is dying on the lawn after you hit him. Guilty as fuck. And then here's, those messages we've all seen. John died. Let's see. We'll read a few more of these replies, reactions. But seriously, what say you? So much, man. I mean, truly, this is madness, man. It's like someone took the script for some kind of crazy conspiracy movie, but it's not. This is real life, a real trial. The world knows that you lie and alter messages. Their devices have been extracted and nothing of the sort ever happened. Well, then what happened with the arrest? Susan? What will you do when the Karen Reed? Okay, someone just trolling. I don't know. I'm not even going to read all this, but I sure hope Karen goes to jail for something related to this mess. If Brennan can't do it, maybe Cosgrove can. I'm so sick of this hag showing up on my feed. I think most of us are tired of the Karen Reed show. So I think that's a good place to close this out. Are you tired of the Karen Reed show? And it's interesting, too, that she said, I hope she goes to jail for something related to this. Do you think she could be convicted of a lesser charge and not, the grand prize, if you will, grand prize of a lengthy prison sentence for killing someone? Could she, end up being convicted of something less? Do you think that will happen? There's just so much to discuss here, and I thank you guys for tuning in once again. But more importantly, I can't wait to talk with everyone out there. Like, there's so much in this trial. There's so many angles. Like I said, I'm not saying I believe she's innocent, but I really am believing that she could walk from this thing. It's scary. It's crazy. And let's talk about it. Subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates on this trial, as well as other true crime and crime news and content. This is another episode of Crime Time Podcast, and I'm up out of here, people. Have a great day, and get the crazy out of your system. You gotta, talking about disengaging. Too much of this madness. You need to disengage from this stuff every once in a while, man. It's wild out here.